Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Zoom-A-Day. My name is Julianne Peterson, and I am your host every Tuesday night for Zoom-A-Day. We've been doing this for over 6 years, and I'm hoping to make it to 7 because, the industry, the commercial mortgage business and real estate business has really been challenged over the last couple of years. We've lost investors, we've lost deals, we've lost banks, maybe more to come. But those of you who are digging in and getting a sense of what is going to happen with the next set of the next trends, the next phase of investments, you're investing at a great time in yourself and investing in your company because at the end of the day, it actually is a great time right now. You just have to find the capital, and it's not easy, but the sooner you start, the better you will be. And if you are looking at a deal right now, and I can be of help to you to find out where is your biggest partner, which is your lender, how much money are they going to bring? I'd be happy to underwrite and quote the deal. It'll take me about 48 hours. I'll need your T12 rent roll, offering memorandum, and your underwriting, and we'll dig in and figure out where the historical data is and if you are underwriting it correctly, because God only knows if you put in the price that's too high, you're going to burn bridges with a seller, with a broker, and you just don't want to do that. You want to get off on the right start. So happy to run those for you. Tonight, I'm excited because we have Melissa Elizondo in the house tonight. We're going to be talking about AI, and it is first and foremost on a lot of our minds. And maybe you are a little bit concerned about how it's going to help you in your business or how you can manipulate the prompts to really be able to get the information that you need. I know I try to work with it, and I'm always thinking maybe I could have said that differently. It's kind of like talking to your kids. Could you have said it a little differently and then they wouldn't have blown up on you? But anyway, let's go around and meet the people in the room. We have, oh my goodness, Mark Gross. We missed you. That's like one of 10 times that we missed you. So, what are you
Sorry,
doing?
I was at a baseball game last Tuesday night with a
Oh,
bunch of CPAs. So sorry.
oh, let's see, Zoom at 8 and a baseball game. Who was
Yeah,
playing?
it was a minor league one. It was
Oh, okay.
Kane County Cougars, but I
Oh
went
yeah.
there primarily for the. It was sponsored by Illinois CPA Society, so
Oh, okay.
good,
Well, you
good to
get a
network with. All,
dispensation.
yeah, thank you.
That's good. How can you help us?
Well, if you like paying IRS taxes, then I can't help you. But if you'd like to be able to reduce your taxes as much as possible, if you own commercial property, I'd be happy to talk to you about cost segregation. What it basically does is accelerates depreciation. And with the new big, beautiful bill, it's actually put it on steroids back again to 100%, effective for any acquisitions from January the 20th on. The fun time I'm having right now is helping people who have I've done studies for, and we've already delivered the results. But then I go back and give them a revision and say, hey, instead of saving $300,000, you're going to save 600,000. So things of that nature. So it's been a lot of fun and very busy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, remember, there's always this portion when you're underwriting a deal and you're speaking to investors. You want them to understand that they can take the tax benefits, but you just don't know. Everybody has a different situation.
Right.
So I caution you, do not say it's going to be this amount of money, right? You got to have them consult with their CPAs. But I mean, big advantages now with the big, beautiful bill going back to 100%. So exciting. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah,
That's
and
wonderful.
you're welcome. And not just that, but also the real estate professional category. Make sure you understand that whether you or potentially your spouse, because the write-off can go against not just the income on the property, but against your spouse's W-2 if you're a real estate professional.
Yes. Great idea. And, if you are a part-time worker and your husband or your spouse is a full-time employee, you might be able to be a real estate professional. You don't need to get your license. It's a designation on your IRS schedule. So I highly recommend you take a look at that. Have a conversation with your CPA. I've been doing it for over 20 years myself. So it's been very advantageous. So, all right, Rhea's in the house. If you don't know Rhea, great opportunity to meet up with her. Rhea, give us your 30-second elevator speech.
Hey everybody, well, welcome to Tuesday at Julie's. Anyway, I'm Rhea Tobin. I am a syndicator, living in Southern Florida, working in the Midwest primarily. Always happy to help people. I do some coaching, but besides that, I'm happy to help people just in general for underwriting, that asset management questions. Those are kind of my strengths. So I'm always happy to help people if you got questions.
Awesome. All right. Kelly Lovelace, are you there? Kelly Lovelace, there you are.
Can't get my camera to work, so it's kind of sad.
What? Say that again, Kelly.
I can't get my camera to work. So,
Kelly, you are like us, our age group where we're really struggle with technology. So this is a good example. Kelly,
yeah.
just like me, we struggle. So Kelly, we no problem.
Yes, I have TRS, technology rejection syndrome.
Yes.
So I am in the fun, exciting, very exciting world of title. So exciting that I camouflage the name of it with forensic examination of title. So that's what I do.
So title attorney, you guys. So somebody that you would want to reach out to if you're trying to figure out how much is it going to cost me? How much is my settlement statement going to show for providing a title insurance policy? Kelly can help you with that. But she can also help you understand some of the other nuances of getting into a deal, costs and property lines and so forth. So reach out to Kelly. Kelly, make sure you put your information in the chat if you're able to do that.
I will
All right.
do that. Thank you.
John Manfredi, are you there? I saw you earlier. You haven't been here for a while. Did you walk away? John Manfredi, line 1. There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about
Now
that.
we can see you. Tell us your 30-second elevator speech.
I'm a architect, real estate developer, real estate investor based in Chicago. Mostly active in the Midwest, in particular in Des Moines, Iowa. Hoping to find some deals in my backyard though. And been involved for the last, 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I typically do deal sourcing. I talk to brokers. I look at properties. I analyze buildings. And then when I need to, I put on my architecture hat and do design work as needed. And that's about it.
So, John, real quick, how is Des Moines rent growth?
Rent growth has stabilized. It has gone flat. It hasn't gone down. In some pockets, I mean, it's neighborhood by neighborhood. Some areas are increasing rents. Others are mostly flat. We're in the process of selling some completed townhome units, and that market has gone cold for the time being. High interest rates, I think, are keeping people away from the market. So we're holding off on the remainder of our development until those units are unloaded. It seems to have gone cold for the time being. At least, it hasn't gone negative. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, we hear that the Midwest has exceptional rent growth. And then when you talk to operators there, they're like,
Yeah,
It's
it depends.
cold or it's very low or
Yeah.
it's just
Now,
flat. So
now Chicago is pretty strong. Chicago seems to be growing steadily. It has bounced back in a way, and so rents are pretty high here in Chicago, and they continue to grow year after year. I've got a rental unit here in Chicago, and every year I'm moving them up 3-4%. It doesn't seem to be a problem. The incomes are high. The economy is pretty stable here. So here it's a different story.
yeah,
But smaller metros like Des Moines have slowed down probably to get through all their inventory that they built
yeah,
um, in the
absolutely.
last
Yeah.
couple of years, just to get through those units, unload them onto the market, and then I expect it to get back to its conservative ways of growing steadily year by year. Nothing too crazy.
Yep. No, agree. Now, Dave Blessing, you're in Indiana. Why don't you give us your 30-second elevator speech?
Well, I'm in northern Indiana near Notre Dame. I've gone full time in real estate last 10 years. I was in manufacturing before that, but plant management and so forth. But last 10 years we've been growing, and like a lot of us started out in single family, went into multifamily, and really enjoy the multifamily. Looking at that, and or maybe some other uh, storage units or some type of mixed use. I'm not sure where that might go, but for where maybe a better deal is, less competition, I don't know. But looking for opportunities in multifamily, distressed properties with upside value add. We take distress, like one of our properties was a vacant multifamily apartment, and we renovated the whole thing and went with it, and it's done very well, and so that's what we like.
Great.
So
Please put your information in the chat. I mean, this is why we do this. Zoom at 8 is about building relationships and networking. So Dave, anybody who's looking for assets in Indiana or looking to partner, Dave might be somebody you want to get to know. So Siddharth, you're new to us. I saw you registered. Give us your 30-second elevator speech. We want to know you.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm fairly new. I and my partner, Ankit, he's actually supposed to join this call in a few minutes as well. We're pretty much healthcare professionals in the business operations side, and also we've done a little bit of real estate, but we're looking to invest in healthcare medical office buildings in the triple net leasing area. So I'm just here to learn. It's a new space that we're trying to explore and trying to leverage our unique healthcare operator experience to serve as a value add to investors who want to have passive real estate income, and then as well as serve medical professional tenants to kind of help them free up their capital and be a strategic partner for them on the real estate side.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Is it Ankit whose wife is a dermatologist or a face
He's a
doctor?
plastic surgeon.
Plastic surgeon.
You
Yeah.
know
So I
him?
know Ankit. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Great guy. Known him before he even was, I think before he was married. I can't remember. So
Okay.
I know
Nice.
before he had his baby. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's in Tampa, right? Or down
Yeah.
south.
He's in
Yeah.
Tampa, but I'm in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you in Chicago?
In downtown. And
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
so
from Chicago.
I'm in Streeterville.
Okay. Well, I owned in Southport, Longview, Lakeview area.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a beautiful area. Southport Corridor, a lot of great restaurants there. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Again, we're trying to make connections with people to whether it's to figure out a new product or service or an investor or maybe there's a deal that you need some help on underwriting. We're here to help. So appreciate everybody being here. Let's go ahead and shift to our person who is with us, our industry expert. We like to call them industry experts, but also a friend. Tonight, we've got Melissa Elizondo, who is a marketing strategist and AI educator who helps real estate professionals use simple, That's the key. Simple, powerful AI tools to get more done in less time. She's spoken at InvestHER, local real estate boards, and on multiple podcasts showing how to simplify tasks like market research and lead generation. Her goal isn't just better productivity, it's to give people their time back. Melissa believes AI should help investors spend less time behind the screen and more time building real human relationships, both with their family, with teams, and communities. So I want to welcome Melissa Elizondo to everybody here at Zoom at 8. How are you, Melissa?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And just kudos to you, Julie, because you were the reason we did our first deal. Like 5 years ago, we were on Zoom at 8 and made connection, and then you introduced us to people, and that's why we did a first deal. So.
Yeah, it's been a powerful connection, and appreciate all that your support. And I'm excited for tonight because Melissa, you are the brightest gal in the room, and you give it generously. And what better way for us to kind of figure out what is the next step in AI? I mean, I feel overwhelmed by everything in the news. We're going to lose our jobs. Our kids are not going to have jobs. The people that are getting the jobs are the mathematicians and computer science people, because they're the ones that know AI. Everybody else is out of a job. That's what I hear.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be true. I think what you're going to see happen is there's two examples I'll give you. Let's just go back to when the computer came out. I was in high school. It was in 98 when we had a computer in our house. And when the computer came out, the computer was also the enemy. And if you go find some old clips on what's a URL, what's a website, it's going to take our jobs and blah, blah, blah. And yes, some jobs were taken, but then new jobs were created. And I think that's what you're going to see is we're going to have a whole, like, we can't even imagine jobs out there for real human beings to work alongside AI. Now, how it's going to change, I can't even tell you. There is going to be unintended consequences. There is unintended consequences today. I also like to say that AI is neither good or bad. I think a lot of people want to put it in one box or the other. I think it's helpful and it can be harmful in the wrong hands, just like a computer was, right? So computers are also used by hackers. They're also used for nefarious purposes. But generally, if you can, like, and we're having to protect ourselves now because cybercrime has been around for a while, right? They're just finding new ways to do it. And unfortunately, AI has increased that, especially for elderly. And, that's one of the things that we really need to start educating people on is how to protect yourself. And let me just give you one tip right now because I'm really passionate about that. People, deep fakes are real. People can set up all kinds of stuff. And so if somebody calls you and they say it's your child and they're in jail and they need money, y'all need to have some sort of family agreed keyword. Like have a secret word so y'all can agree. Like if you take nothing else away today, please get a safe word that you use with your family to confirm kids them on the website. That is where we are, unfortunately. So I just wanted to just start with that. Can it be scary? Absolutely. But it can also be a really helpful tool for those of us who are working more than X number of hours a week and are not, we're doing this for our families, but we don't see our family. So it's like, and when I was deep into being a real estate broker, I was physically present with my children, but not mentally present because I was in front of the computer so much that they resent that time in my life when I was doing that. And so, that was just me not stewarding that time well. Maybe it's not everybody, but I do see that as a trend where people are just behind their computer so much. And there's really just so much time you can get back if you use AI and start using it for productivity. And once you start and you realize everything it can do, it can blow your mind. I will also tell you this has been around for a lot longer than 2.5 years since ChatGPT came out. AI has been around for a long time. ChatGPT was just this free thing that we all got to train, and we got to see the benefits of it. And it's obviously exploded into this household name, ChatGPT, even if you're not using ChatGPT, right? It's like drinking Coke, even if you're drinking Coke. And so I think that we just need to be conscious of what it can do, what it can't do, how it can help, how it can harm, and all that stuff. And I can get into all that, but it's really not what we want to hear today. I want to
Yeah,
just
no, I think there's a lot of different ways that we can take this conversation. How do we put together the beautiful brochures? I don't really want that. There's AI for underwriting. I mean, that's great, and we can certainly talk about that. But it is even just asking certain things like, tell me about the market. How do you, maybe you could help us structure just before we dig into a deal, how do we engage with a bot or an agent and making the right requests of it?
Yeah, can I share my screen?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, let me pull up my little presentation here. And let me I'm going to go backwards and tell you a little bit about myself. So, why I'm in the room is because I am a real estate syndicator. So I'm a communications director for an insurance company. And yes, Dave, insurance rates are crazy right now. Co-founding partner, One Vision Capital. I met Julie 5 years ago when we got to this at Zoom at 8. I was a real estate broker for 12 years, a property manager, had a marketing agency for 8 years. I'm a co-GP of 6 apartments. But ultimately, the reason I'm speaking on AI is because I wasn't really a doctor. Just to give you perspective of where we're at today with the rate of adopting AI, it only took ChatGPT 2 months to hit 100 million users, where it took Instagram 2.5 years, Facebook 4.5 years, Spotify 5.5 years. And so it is now the number one downloaded app. I actually read an article today that ChatGPT alone, just in the US, gets 330 million prompts a day to it. And just to put that into perspective, Google gets 500 billion prompts a year. And so it's creeping up really close to people replacing ChatGPT instead of Google. Why I became obsessed with AI is because I started posting on TikTok first I was just giving marketing advice. Like I just wanted to give marketing advice. And about 4 weeks after ChatGPT hit the scene, I did a video on using ChatGPT and Canva to create a month of social media posts in 4 minutes. And I showed the whole process. And for me, I never had views. All of a sudden overnight, I get 700,000 views. My audience goes from 1,000 people to 15,000. And I realized pretty quickly that this audience liked AI, was a really hot topic. So I became obsessed with AI because they wanted to know more about it. So I became really obsessed. So what I did is a lot of you have probably seen this, people were selling prompts, $20 download prompts, whatnot. I am going to give you prompts at the end of this that you can download for free, not spending anything. They are available to you for all kinds of business planning, marketing, SEO. There's a bunch in there. But here's what I want to tell you about prompts. You do not have to be an engineer to prompt your AI. Okay, so you don't have to have some specific words, specific programming language. It is like texting me. If you were just to text me and ask me a question and give me enough context, I can answer that question for you. So here's the 2 main things that you need to know when you're prompting your AI, whether it's ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Copilot, whatever, they're all out there. You have to give it specific instruction. You need to give it as much information as you can. So when I start to build, and we'll talk about a custom GPT here in a few minutes when I get to that slide. But when I'm building that custom GPT and I'm building it around my brand, so let's say One Vision Capital, and I want to talk to that GPT and I only wanted to really talk about One Vision Capital and what we're doing, I'm going to train it on exactly what I want it to be trained on. But even if you don't do that, even if you just open ChatGPT, Copilot, or something today, my favorite prompt is to say, act like a professional real estate syndicator, or act like a professional multifamily lender, like whatever your role is, tell it to act like that to the nth degree, like somebody even smarter than you, whatever that term is in your world. But I would say a seasoned real estate syndicator. And I also tell it who my audience is. So depending on what we're going to do next, if I'm creating an email, for instance, for my investors, I'm going to tell it, I need you to act as a professional real estate syndicator, and the audience is investors in my deal. And then I'm going to give it some clear information on what I want it to do. I'm going to show you all the ways I use AI in business, but if you don't even know what can happen, ask ChatGPT to ask you questions. So I want to start building some lead generation so people call me with their deals, right? So you can literally say those words to ChatGPT. I want you to act as a professional real estate syndicator. I want my audience is going to be people who are in pre-foreclosure or short sale situation with their multifamily deals. I want them to find me on the internet. What are some things that I can do? Ask me questions about my business to help you with the task. So tell it what to act like, tell it who the audience is, and tell it to ask you questions, and you just answer as many as you can. So a good example of a prompt is act like a seasoned real estate syndicator and write a persuasive email aimed at passive investors. The tone should be confident and engaging. So let's say you do have a deal that's not doing well. I have one of those, and you need to relay that to your investor. But you need to say it in a way that's professional, confident. Maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel, whatever it is. You're going to give all that information. One of the fastest ways to do it, ChatGPT has an app now, and you can literally just talk to it. So you open it up and you hit either the microphone or the voice one. It's the icon next to it. And you can literally say, hey, I just need to give you everything about this property. If you're reading it, you just read it and you dump all your thoughts into it. If you have a report from your property manager, you have a recording from a meeting that y'all had on Zoom, and you have that transcript, you can plug that in, like give it everything it possibly needs, and then it will generate great stuff for you. But if you just say something vague, it's going to give you something vague. And so that's my tip for you. Give it as much information as you can. Either speak it or copy and paste it or upload a transcript, whatever you need to do in that case.
I have a question.
Please.
Do we need to name our ChatGPT bot? Number one. Do we need to speak to it always with the same, like let's say I'm doing real estate as an investor, but I'm also a lender, which I do both. Do I need to have two separate so that they're not combining their knowledge base?
That's a good question. You don't have to if you tell it who to act like first. Okay, so if you always prompt it with, hey, I need you to act as a real estate lender at this point. Now, what I did, and I'll show you this next, is I have custom GPT. So I have a comprehensive property investment analysis custom GPT. The reason it's named that is because I let AI name it. Could have probably named it something shorter, but yes, I named it. I could just name it whatever I want. And I'll show you how that's built here in a minute. But you could have one that's built specifically for your lending business. You've trained on everything that you want it to know. And then you can have one built on the syndication business if you want. Otherwise, when you're just chatting with it, you can literally, like if you have a custom GPT, you can literally hit the @ sign and then pull up your custom GPTs, and no matter what chat you're in. And so I can be chatting just normal, and then you know what? Get the custom GPT in the room now. It needs to start answering questions, and I don't have to go anywhere else. We just keep chatting in that same thread. So to answer your question, you can do that. You can also do projects. So projects came out several months ago. So basically, I can house all my stuff together. So I can start a folder just like you would on your computer, and then you can go and add in chats that you want, so everything stays together if you want to do that. And then you can always come to this project when you're chatting.
Do I
And then
need to pay for the next level of Chat GPT, $19.99 or something? Am I going to get that much better information than just the regular free one?
yes, you want to pay $20 a month. Yes, you want to pay. You're going to get a lot of benefit out of it. I pay $60 a month because I have a team, and so I can have 3 people on my account, and then everybody to add after that is per seat. But no, I get 2 people on my account, so it's a little more expensive. But now I have a team, and we can share things within that our account. So yes, I say that you get a $20 one because you'll be able to build custom GPTs. You're going to get early access to a lot of things that roll out. So the one thing that's hitting the streets tomorrow, or hopefully tonight, is the AI agent called Operator. So basically, ChatGPT will now be able to go do things for you. So you can literally say, "Here's my grocery list. Go to whatever grocery we have HEB here in Texas. Go to HEB, buy my groceries." It won't check out without your permission, but it could get everything into your cart, and then you can give it your information and it'll check out. So that's what's on the scene today. Also, what's on the scene today is AI that builds AI. And so, if you're not just using ChatGPT right now, you are going to get left behind pretty quickly. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, then I say get in and start using it as much as you can. Now, my brain works in a way where it says, is there an AI for that? Like when any project or anything that comes across my table or my computer, my first thought is there an AI for that? And there almost always is. And can AI do that? Can ChatGPT do that? A lot of people don't think that way yet, but that is where you're going to be thinking in the very near future. But what's out today, and I'll show you some of it, is what I'm showing you right now is 2 years old. And I'm telling you to get in and start playing with it right now. Because I want y'all to get comfortable with it, because if you can get comfortable with ChatGPT, then everything else will be easy for you. Just get in, play with it, find out what it's capable of. So let me tell you what I use AI for in a syndication workflow. I'm going to show you my custom GPT that I've used, and what I've done with it is I've had it analyzes deals for me. I put in the OM, the T12, and the rent roll, and it basically tells me red light, yellow light, green light. And if it's a red light, I don't even underwrite. It doesn't meet my KPI. If it's a yellow light, it might, and it will tell me kind of what the why. And then if it's a green light, it meets my KPI, and it'll tell me why. And then I can then go deep dive and actually underwrite that deal. But we waste a lot of time underwriting deals that are not even close, And so if I can just take a couple minutes to load everything in and let it analyze and give me a summary, then I can make a quick decision if we're going to go in, and just get stuff off your plate. So that's what I built for myself a couple years ago when I was doing the deal sourcing. I use AI to create the presentations like in seconds. And then I use it to do sponsor outreach emails, prepare for webinars, social media promotion, video marketing prompts. I always have an auditor in the room, which is my AI note taker, but there's Firefly, there's Fathom, there's all kinds. Monthly investor emails, investor portal guides. So sometimes they get lost in how to navigate their portal. You can create guides pretty simply with just by doing it. On-site property management, we have AI on some of our properties called Lease AI. I don't know if anybody's using that.
We've had them on Zoom at 8. They're great.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. There's one in my hometown here that's using it too. Floor plan creation, branding, logos, and there's an AI tool out there for that the architect in the room might like. But basically, it's a quick way to reimagine a room. So you can take a picture of your current, unit, and then What would the walls look like painted? What would the kitchen look like with new cabinets? We can talk more about prompts. I'm going to show you one more, but I want to get into some tools. That's okay. If y'all got questions, I'll show you one more prompt.
Any questions so far, you guys? Anybody want to ask a question before we move forward? Okay.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay. So like we said, ChatGPT, $20 a month or $60 for teens. You could do chat.openai or chat.com. Now, this is a great tutorial video. So if you really want to get familiar with everything it can do, this is older now, because in the world of AI, if it's more than a few months old, it's old. But 24-minute simple video, and that the person who put this out actually puts up a lot of great content. So you can look at them on YouTube and follow them, and just they give you a lot of great information. So if you want to scan that QR code, at the end of this, I will give you a link to this presentation, and y'all can come back and check it again.
Perfect.
So let me show you how. Let me see if I find it again. I had it up. I don't know if I chatted with it. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, this is my custom GPT, and I'm gonna give you the prompt here in a minute. But this is what it looks like when I'm in ChatGPT and I'm in that custom GPT. I literally upload my rent rolls and my OM. I didn't have anything else other than that. And I tell it to just analyze the property for just give me some basic information. So it tells me the information. It tells me the investment highlights, like it's giving me the highlights of the OM essentially. And then I'm asking it for performance information and things get down. Like I just keep chatting with it and asking it questions. I wanted to show you this one. And
there are some prompts that you have asked it. I would be curious to see what you're asking it. I saw one about crime there.
Yes, I wanted to show here. Let me show you what my actual training prompt was. So I'm going to read this to you, and then you can copy and paste this with whatever your KPIs and sources are. But act as a professional multi-property investment analysis. Your job is to evaluate investment opportunities based on market conditions, property data, and financial performance. I provide documents with the key property details. First, analyze critical local factors like crime rates, population growth, job growth, median household income, poverty levels, owner versus renter ratios within 5 miles of the property, using reliable sources like CoStar, Milken Institute, and Census.gov. Whatever your normal sources are, you can tell it. If it's a website that you browse, that you don't have to pay for, if it's free, it's something that you physically do the research on, you can just tell it what it is. Conduct a detailed financial analysis, including income, expenses, NOI, capital expenditures, and debt service coverage. Use the deal analysis approach to ensure accuracy. Also, if you had any training from whoever trained you on how to do this business, they gave you some workbook or whatever, and they give you how and what to look for and how to really underwrite it by hand. You can throw that thing into PDF, a Word document, or anything that they gave you. I told mine to give me a traffic light rating system. Green light being a strong potential, proceed with deep underwriting. Yellow being a moderate potential, proceed with caution. Red light being low potential. So let me go find mine.
So you created that, and every time you get a new property, you bring up that queue or whatever, that prompt, and then you just throw in those attachments.
Yeah.
So you only wrote it once, and now you have it forever.
Now I have it. Yeah. So when I want to interact with it, I can either pull up a new chat, hit my comprehensive analysis, and then I hit this little plus sign, and then I can add my files, and I go find all my files and add them in. You can add up to 10 files at one time. So 10 PDFs, the rent roll. I wrote this thing 2 years ago. If I were to rewrite it right now. So if you do that one, and how you do it. So when you have the paid version of ChatGPT, you're going to see this button right here that says GPTs. You're going to click on it, and you're going to hit this button that says create. When you hit create, and it wants to create, You're going to come over here and you are literally just going to chat with it. And you're going to tell it, like, you can copy and paste my prompt into there or rewrite it however you want. And you are going to just tell it what you want it to do. It is then going to ask you questions. Do you want to add this? Do you want to add that? How's this name? And it will create a name for you. It'll create an icon. And then when you look at it,
Do you have to ask it to ask you questions in that case, or it'll just ask? Okay.
yeah, it'll just ask. We'll just ask. Let me get to it. So then it literally made me a little icon, named it. It created these questions all by itself. Like it's very intuitive. Like it just kind of knows what you want. And then you can see my configuration here. So if I don't like their conversation starters, these are things that you could just push the button and it will copy and paste into the prompt. And then you can tell it that it's allowed to search the web. You need to tell your custom GPT to search the web, especially if you're doing research with it. And then you can, like this one says they can use any model, but you can pick a model. I would say for y'all, don't worry about models. Just let them use whatever model they want. And then that's what yours is going to look like. And you just chat with it. If it is not perfect, if it's doing weird things, you literally can come back and you can just chat with it and say, remember, never ever say that again. So whatever it is that did wrong, I'm telling you, it won't take long. You'll just chat with it and it will become what you want it to be. And I created one for obviously my deal analysis. I've also created one for content that I'm writing using the story brand methodology, which I love. I've done a couple of those. I've done policy checkers for like insurance to do coverage gaps and kind of figure out what's going on with insurance. So I have that as well, comparing last year with this year. And it's a professional insurance agent. So that's my favorite prompt, is just to say what you need to do. What was I have on this one? Okay. The other thing that I love about AI is when you are on a website or a tool or a software and you get stuck and you don't know how to do something. How many times have you done that? Where do I go? Yeah. You can literally chat with ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm in name the software, and I cannot find where to do that. Can you tell me where to go? You can even give it a screenshot. So screenshots are my favorite thing. I have a button that says screenshot, and I literally hit it, and then I screenshot what I want, and I go paste it in ChatGPT, and I'm like, this is my view. I can't find it. And it's like, oh yeah, you're over here. Go over here to the left and click on that down. It was down towards the bottom. I'm like, okay, I found it, So there's really no excuse anymore to get stuck on anything. So if you get to a place where you don't know how to do something, you don't understand a term, you don't understand a software, you literally just come over here to ChatGPT and it's your new companion that knows everything. So you're
That's
shaking your head.
amazing.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. The next is just all my favorite AI tools. Not all of them. I just picked a few and we can get into that. But really, prompting is not difficult. It is literally just give it information, tell it what you want it to do, and tell it what you want the outcome to be. So tell it how to act, who your audience is, and what you want the outcome to be, and you're going to get great outputs. And then, yes, I think you should create your custom GPT. And I'm just showing you Chat GPT. Like, if you can use ChatGPT, you can use Copilot, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity. There's so many of them out there. It's built into literally everything these days. So just know that you do not have to be an engineer. I just want you to know right now, you do not have to be an engineer level smart to be able to use this. It's okay to just say, I have no idea what you just said. Can you rephrase that as if I'm 10 years old? And it will. So mine talks to me in very simple terms. I have no problem asking it to simplify it to me. I understand. And it will do it.
I have a question. I know when ChatGPT came out that it was like 2 years behind on information. Is that still the case?
No, it's live. It's live. Yeah.
Okay.
It knows everything up to date. Yeah. Plus it has browser capabilities. And some of my favorite things is deep research. Oh yeah, I have one going over here on the other side. I wanted to show you. Let me pull it up over here. I have a couple of different accounts, so I was chatting with a different one. Okay, Des Moines. Y'all were talking about Des Moines. I asked it what was going on with that market. It says it's 39% lower than the national average. Kind of gave me the average rent rates. It does tell me its source is apartments.com. So if you're ever wondering if it's lying to you, just ask it what the source is and or tell it what source you wanted to go get the information from. And only you.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but go back, because it did say that it is risen by 1.5 over the past year. Now, if you've got a guy in the market, John, if you're still there,
I'm still
is
here.
that going to valid? Is that valid?
Yeah,
This
it's only using one source. I'd want to get that from multiple data points.
Yeah, so good point.
Because that's just, and you can ask the ChatGPT to use other sources besides. You might want to throw Yardi in there, for example,
yeah.
or other access sites that you have licenses for, and you can bring it into the mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so literally just chat with it like that. It's really complicated.
So Yardi says it's about 1.25 to 2. So
yeah, exactly.
We're going to say that that's real data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you ask it for its source, it will give it to you. So just know that if you're like, where did you get that from? You know, normally it will quote its sources. While we were first getting on for Dave, I asked it to find some real estate deals to invest in, multifamily in particular. And then it gave me something vague, and I just said, what site could you look at that have distressed multifamily properties? And it told me. And then I just said, all right, go find them, go do some deep research. And so it ended up coming back here and giving me some properties that are listed as they're going into foreclosure.
Whoa. The Henry B. That's not good. Okay.
I know. There's several.
Okay, I get that information.
I'll share it with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or Dave, you can do this yourself. These are the tools. You could do this all by yourself. You just have to rewind the video.
Yeah. That's another way. Yes.
He's like, yeah, that's another way. When you do deep research, it takes a little longer. So you come over here onto tools and you hit deep research, and now that's on. It's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to do all the research, but then it will come back and give you. It didn't even take that long actually for his. I think it took like 5 minutes. But I have the app on my phone too, so it notified my app, hey, I'm doing deep research, and it notified me when it was done. So it sent me a notification. Oh, your deep research is done, so I can come back and check on it. ChatGPT is pretty cool because you can also connect to some apps. So you can connect to your Google Drive. So if you ever just need to chat with some documents that you have, it connects to Google, connects to Microsoft. There's a couple other ones you can do. I didn't connect mine to them. Like your Outlook calendar. So you can literally connect your Outlook calendar or your Google calendar, and you can say, hey, can you go tell me what's my next appointment on my calendar? And, when's the next time I have about 3 hours available to do market research? I don't know, whatever. You can literally, in your emails, you can have it go through your email for you. So if you choose to connect those things, it could be a pretty powerful tool. So you just come over here and chat with it. And this is available on the $20 a month plan, just FYI. So there's just a lot that you can do with it here. There's other things like coding. You're probably not ever going to do coding. And video creation, you may not need that right now. Those are really cool tools as well. So, you want me to show you some tools? You have questions?
Keep going.
Okay. So, AI tools. Otter, again, it's my transcriber. I let it into every meeting. Even if they don't let my Otter just on a computer and my sound is on, I will turn it on. There's an app on my phone and I let it record it anyway, just so I can have the information or whatever I need. So it's $16.99 a month for that. Let me preface
Okay, wait.
this.
Go back. Say that again. What do you use?
There's an app for Otter, the same one I'm showing on my screen.
Oh.
And I can literally just go to it and hit the record button and put it down. And I can do that in an in-person meeting. I can do that in a conference room. And I can also do it if I'm just listening to something, whether it's a meeting or a video or whatever. I'll listen and transcribe the whole thing. So it will transcribe the entire thing and give me a summary and anything I need from it. I love Otter because it goes into all my meetings. It gives me and anybody else invited on my calendar access to that transcription, as well as summaries and to-dos based on whoever said they're going to do whatever. So I love it. If you're going to be having meetings, GP meetings specifically, or any sort of property meeting, I say let the Otters in the room, outside the room, because people have selective memory. And we remember what we want to. AI will transcribe the whole thing, and then we can come back and say, no, you said that you would have it to us by Tuesday, whatever.
A lot of groups do not want to have Otter in the room, and I attend a lot of Zoom calls, and they get mad. They're like, we're gonna let one in and nobody else. So that you have to be careful about that. Some of the GPs are like, we're not going to allow that.
Yeah, I think if it's a internal meeting that y'all should, like, all the GPs are in the room and it's really just an internal meeting, I think it should be recorded. I think it should be transcribed. I think it should be filed. Or just, who knows? People can get sued. I mean, I think for your protection and everybody's protection, I get why they don't do it. They're afraid it's going to be used against them in some way. So maybe y'all can have some sort of agreement that those no recordings will happen without permission. And everybody has to agree to it and they won't share it, just create some sort of guidelines and rules around the Otters and the fireflies and Scribe How is one of my other favorite tools. When you get this presentation, if you click here, you will see an Instagram video of me showing how to use it. So I'm not going to show you right now, but essentially, if you need to show somebody how to do something on a computer and you don't want to hop on a Zoom with them, it's almost like Loom. If you've ever used Loom where you record, it turns on the exact same way, but it does not create a video. It creates screenshots of everything that you're doing. So literally, if you click on a website, it will record the URL. It will record your login. It will record where you click, what you did next, and it will make a whole guide for you or an SOP. And so if you're going to hire a VA or somebody to do something and you need to give them access to something, this is a great way to start creating SOPs and guides for the next person after you on how to use a tool, access a tool, even do underwriting, whatever it is. This is great for training the next person. The other thing I've used it for is to create how to navigate the InvestNext portal for some of my people. Like, you're going to click here, you can go here, and this is where you find your K1. And it's just a simple little, all I had to do was go do it. And now I have a link, or I can download it as a PDF. It's free as long as you are just showing how to do something on a website. If you have a software that comes up that's independent, then you need to pay for it. It's $23 a month for the pro version. So in our insurance world, we have an AMS system that is not on a website. So we pay for the pro version to train people on how to use it. So just FYI there. Gamma, I use Gamma for slide decks, for document presentations. You can even build a landing page. So just something simple. And Gamma's cool. Actually, I'll just show Gamma to you real quick. Gamma is also free, unless you're going to do, it's like every presentation I've ever done is free. Every one of them. And how you do it is you go over here to hit create and paste in text. So what I do is I use ChatGPT to create my outline, like what I want on each slide. And then I come over here and I paste it in. And once I paste it, it allows it to expand or condense or make it look better. And then within seconds, I have a whole pitch deck that looks amazing or a PDF that looks great. So if you're creating a lot of slideshows, I would say this is the way to go. I did this one today for a nonprofit needed some help. And it's essentially going to be a PDF about their nonprofit. And I used deep research on ChatGPT to get all the information. And then he gave me the master plan on the expansion of this thing. And then I literally had ChatGPT write the outline based on the deep research. And I plugged it in. And within a minute, I had the PDF that I sent back to him so he can go get money from sponsors. Paula has a question. Hi, Paula.
Hello, thank you, Melissa, for your presentation tonight. We really appreciate you. I have a question. I've used chat for creating carousels in LinkedIn, but my question to you is, does Gamma provide better, I guess GUI is what I would call it, pictures and spacing and emojis than would chat? What do you think about that?
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on. Before you answer that, what is a carousel for those people in the room that are over 20?
You want to tell them or? Yeah.
Well, it's in LinkedIn. It's when you I create the copy. It's a messaging type that's like a punch at the viewer. So it contains anywhere from like 5 to 7 to 11 screens. And when you click on it in LinkedIn, like there's an arrow at the bottom or somewhere on the screen. When you click on it, then it goes to the next page. So it's a way to kind of blast the viewer with a punch. So you go boom, and then you go to the next topic on the next page. Boom, the next topic. And it's a way to get your message across in a way that is very succinct and very punchy to the viewer.
Is
And
it like a
I'm sorry.
It's a PDF that you have to load on LinkedIn.
Now
So
you download it in Canva Pro as a PDF, and then when you upload it to your LinkedIn screen, the bottom line where it says documents, that's where you upload it. And then it'll tell you how many screens your carousel had. But like when I'm making the carousel, I made a template, and then there's some screens that when you're in Canva Pro, you can just say, hide this screen, hide this one. And then you can create another one to keep going for the message that you want to give that week. So that's just what we created.
Let me tell you what you can do.
Talk to the avatar. Say it again.
Let me tell you what you can do.
Yeah, so you could make the template of carousel even in Canva Pro, but chat did a perfectly good job of saying slide 1, slide 2. I mean, my bot knows what that is.
Is it more
LinkedIn carousel?
Is it more like a deck? Is that kind of like a presentation deck?
A deck goes up and down. This kind of goes sideways and slides real fast. So yes, but it's more punchy. It's not for information. It's for impact. Does that make sense?
They're really cool. Yeah, they're great on LinkedIn. So to answer your question, yes, Gamma can create that. You can take one of them that you created already and do a theme import so it gets the template. I had to do that when I spoke at the InvestHER conference. I had to use their template. And so I literally imported their theme, and then I put my content in and then did the presentation for me. So then you can do it for free as long as it's less than 8 slides. If it's more than 8, you got to pay. Just FYI. So, and most LinkedIn carousels are less than that.
So can we go back, Melissa, to that presentation that you just put together? I'd love to go slowly. Talk a little slower for the slow people in the room like myself. How did you got this request from somebody that's looking to develop a veterans place or something?
So let me show you this one. So this is a employee benefits diagnostic review. So I basically got the information from my benefits guy, right? And so he gave me all the information in an email. And then I had some resources that I pulled it all together from. ChatGPT first created the content for me. So basically I said, I'm going to create a PDF. It's going to be for employee benefits diagnostic review. And here's what the content's going to be. So ChatGPT gave me the outline, told me already what everything is, what it was going to What I did then is I came over here to create new. I hit paste text in, and I pasted everything that ChatGPT gave me. I chose document, letter size, and then it could either generate from the notes, it could preserve the text exactly if I had exactly what I wanted, which normally I did. And then I would hit the next slide, pick a theme, and then it would literally in a second build something for me. Let me find one. Let me find one I did. That I did.
You make it seem so easy, but I sit down at my desk and I go, where do I start?
Okay, let me show you.
You could ask that question of your bot chat, where do I start? And they would answer you.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll start by
this nonprofit gave me their one, they had a podcast. I had it transcribed and I pulled the transcript of the podcast because he was talking about the nonprofit. He gave me the master plan, which is literally just the maps of what's going to happen. Then he gave me somebody else's donor packet from a totally different nonprofit, non-release, and said, I like their donor packet. Can you create me one? And so I said that they are needing to create the same donor packet that's pretty much like the one attached for the Headwaters, but instead for his nonprofit. He said the dollar amounts can stay the same. Let's start with the PDF of the history of the SS America Memorial Foundation and the history of the Lazy U Ranch. Do deep research to find out what you need on both, and then you can use the transcript from that podcast with Craig Russell and see if that helps you. And it asks me a couple of questions. Are you wanting a single PDF? Blah, blah. I said, yes, include the master plan, or I can include it afterwards. But focus on that foundation. I said, perfect. When it did the research, it took 7 minutes. I used 16 sources, and it gave me this, okay? This whole thing. So what I did is I came up here and I literally, I'm gonna copy and paste. I copied the whole thing. I didn't quote the sources. Copy, and I came over here. Sorry, here. I said create a document. I pasted it just like that. I said preserve the text. Continue to the prompt editor. It's going to. I told it to preserve it. It's gonna. I don't need it to be one card. It's gonna be 14 cards, 14 pages. Hit continue. You can pick a theme. I'm going to just pick one to generate this, and then I'll hit generate. And we'll see what it comes up with. Hopefully it's the exact same thing. This is just one tool. This is the tool I use pretty much to create any simple document, any simple slide deck. Like if you want something super custom, like by all means use Publisher, like, or use Canva, if you want to do that.
Canva.
If you just need to get something done, it will do that for you.
So this is what it researched, or it's creating it for us.
Yeah, it's typing it.
Paula, you have a question maybe while we're waiting?
So if we were going to take the same concept and apply it to not an NGO, but something that we might need for real estate, we could look for specific donors interested in a certain real estate asset class, for instance, or where they most likely would invest from. Could we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then make that a presentation for ourselves, including PowerPoint slides, etc.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure we're applying it to what we mostly do here, which is real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so I had something I did earlier, so I wanted to show you that. Now, I did ask ChatGPT to just create it in Word, and it can, but it's not pretty. It's just literally typed up. It's very bland. So I just let it continue to create. It obviously looks a little different, but it's
so could you
pages.
do that in ChatGPT then as well? Or why do you choose generate?
Generate is creating the pages. ChatGPT does not right now. It will connect to Canva, but it does not do a great job of that connection right now. I'm hoping it will soon because Perplexity has been rolled out with a great connection to it. But As of right now, ChatGPT doesn't do it great, especially when it's going to be multi-pages. If it's just a single page or a couple pages, it will generally, but normally you want to do everything in Canva. But Gamma is just fast. So if you just need something quick to get done, it's a fast thing to do. We already talked about Elise AI. That's really for property management. I'll skip past that. Floor plans. So if you buy a property and you need floor plans for it because it's older or whatever, get floorplan.com. It's $20. Like it literally has this AI that helps you design the whole floor plan, and then you can do 3D or 360. Looka for logos. The reason I say Looka versus ChatGPT, which ChatGPT can totally do logos, is because ChatGPT does not do vector files. And most of the time when you're rebranding anything, you're going to need a vector file. And Looka will give you an actual vector file that can be expanded or shrunk without losing capabilities. If you design one in ChatGPT, you're going to have to convert it. Somebody's going to have to convert it to vector for you. It doesn't do that yet. I'm not saying it won't one day, but Looka is cheap, easy, does great little clean logos for you. If you need a website, if you need a website either for your syndication company, for a property, for an investment, and you just don't have the money for whatever reason to pay somebody thousands to do it for you, or you just don't have the time to build it yourself, durable.co is a great source. The reason I like it is because it has SEO built into it. And a lot of the AI tools that are out there right now that you could just build a website like that don't have the SEO, search engine optimization, that you're going to need to get found on the internet. So I do like durable. And remember, I'm going to give you the slideshow at the end, so just kind of make some notes, but you don't have to get too detailed. Here's the reimagine one, where you can put a picture of your kitchen in, and then you can show it an AI with, updating cabinets or the paint or things like that. Then again, you can come look at this later. I don't want to take too much
So
time.
you could do that also in ChatGPT though, too, right?
Yeah, you can actually. So you can take a picture of your room and be like, show me what it would be like with brown walls or whatever.
And do for different furniture or something like that.
Absolutely. It can do that now. Yeah.
Okay.
Notebook LM is one of my favorite tools because it's great for deep research for yourself. So if you need to learn something, I use it all the time because it creates little podcasts for me. So essentially what I do is for instance, today I did this with one of my insurance agents. I'm able to load up some sources and I can discover new sources. We were just talking about hotel insurance specifically. Let me make this a little bigger so everything. So whenever I load all these sources up, its role is to teach me in the way I need to learn. So some people are listen and understand. Some people are let's chat, give me a briefing document, give me the FAQs, like do a mind map. Like this thing is a powerhouse, and it's free if you have a Google account. And so you can come in here and create through a Google Doc, a website, a YouTube video. You can paste text in here, but you can do discover sources. So let's say, give me a market, name a market, and the investment.
Right by your house.
The market?
Do
Oklahoma City.
San Antonio? I'm in San Antonio. Let me do that real quick. So, multi-family market in San Antonio, Texas, 2026 outlook and investment insight.
Potential insight. Very good.
Yeah. So what it's going to do is I'm in discover sources, so it's going to go find sources for me, credible sources, I should say, not just random stuff. And then it will list the sources. The reason I put 2025 is because I want things that are today. So this one is from Real Estate Advisors. This one's from Yardi. So I can choose all the sources that I want to learn about the San Antonio multifamily market. Okay. For now, I'm going to not look at them. I'm literally looking at import all pin. It is going to create this notebook for me. It's going to give me a summary first. It's going to tell me what we're talking about, the name and everything. San Antonio real estate investment and marketing outlook. It is then when I come over here to the studio and I do a deep dive, it creates a podcast for me to listen to. So I could literally be driving and listen to a podcast that's going to give me all the information. I'm going to play this for you. Let me make sure I can share my audio.
So the way I've been using Notebook LM, and I do it the opposite. Like I'll take a 4-hour podcast and I'll feed it in here and I'll be like, give me an executive summary. And it just gives you a 1-page, and then I'll just ask it questions. What are the most important things that I should know about this? And it just spits out like, oh, here, you blah, 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 all the facts or whatever. But yeah, this is a great tool. What I like about this is it allows you to like focus. I haven't tried all the other tools, but I've used Notebook LM a lot. So you feed it the sources that you want, and then you ask a question based off of that. And it can do some pretty cool stuff. Like the mind mapping tool is pretty awesome because it can actually correlate things.
It is so cool. You can do audio overview, study guides, briefing, like the briefing docs, pretty detailed too. Here's what I do with it. Let's say I am wanting to promote investing in the San Antonio market. I now am going to have all these sources. Let's say they're the ones I picked or I chose. I now am going to take this thing and I'm going to put it on YouTube as a podcast. So I'm going to throw it on YouTube, and now I'm on YouTube. And I'll tell you in a minute why this is important. I'm also going to create a blog on my website, and I'm going to take the content here and I'm going to transcribe it, and I'm going to tell it to write a blog. I'm literally going to chat with it and say, write me a blog or my website, and it will do that. I will then say, write me a social media about whatever. And so I can now have a research and marketing tool, and I can create all kinds of content. Why do I want to do that? I'm glad you asked. So right now we're in the AI overview, right? So when you go to Google something or go on Bing, you are literally typing a question, and is 90% of the time, I think it's only 60% of the time, giving you an AI overview. Well, it's not going to make you a source for that AI overview unless you are a credible source. Well, how does it know you're a credible source? It only says you're a credible source if you are in multiple locations. So it will say, so your website cannot be your end all be all. So if you only have a website and you only have a blog, you are pretty much not going to show up in the AI overview or be a source that quotes. But if you have a website and you post on LinkedIn, even if you get 0 engagement, post on LinkedIn, post on Facebook, get on YouTube, have a Spotify channel, like be everywhere, comment on Reddit. So find a subreddit thread and comment and be the authority in your realm. And then AI overview will start picking you up. And you can track that stuff in Google Analytics now. I finally got a little code on how to track it. So I can see every time we show up in ChatGPT on a daily basis, so it's really cool to, and not just that, but also the AI overviews. I track that as well. So, that's why you want to take one piece of content and throw it out everywhere. So anyway, just to say that I want this podcast to generate because I want you to hear how cool it's going to be.
Well, while you're waiting, Hubert said something about mind mapping. What is that? What is mind mapping?
This is mind mapping.
Oh, okay.
So, Hubert, how do you use it? Because I don't actually use mind mapping.
I don't use it a lot. I used it just to test it out, but I was just trying to figure out like, okay, if I have 2 sources, and this thing is talking about X and this thing is talking about X, will it correlate? That's really how I used it, just to test it out, just to see what the capability was. But I haven't like really leveraged it, to be honest with you. But it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't use mind mapping. It's a thing that people use though. I was really hoping that could summarizing stuff over here for me.
So is this Notebook
ready?
LM? Is it free?
Yeah. You ready?
Okay.
I'm gonna play this little podcast for you.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a really interesting puzzle in multifamily real estate. How do all these, sometimes contradictory signals in a market like San Antonio actually help us paint a clearer picture?
Right.
Our mission is to piece this all together for you, get you truly well informed. Okay, let's dive in.
Exactly. And what's really compelling, I think, is that, yes, San Antonio is our focus, but the insights we'll get into, market cycles, investment strategies, due diligence, they apply much more broadly.
Absolutely.
It's about connecting those specific details to the bigger picture,
Totally. So San Antonio, 2025. Let's start there. What are the headline projections?
Well, the numbers point towards, let's say, a modest story for rents. We're forecasting maybe a 0.9% increase in the average effective rent by Q4 2025.
Okay, less than 1%.
Yeah. And on occupancy, we expect a small dip, about 30 basis points, so 0.3%. That brings average occupancy down to around 89.2%. It's definitely a period of adjustment.
Right. And what's driving that adjustment? Especially on the supply side, I heard things are shifting pretty dramatically there.
Yeah. That's where the real story starts. San Antonio saw this huge, 80% drop in apartment starts in 2024.
80%. Wow.
To give you some context, that's down to just 1,874 units. In 2023, it was over 9,500.
That's massive.
It's the lowest annual total since 2009. And looking ahead to 2025, completions are projected to drop too, about 60% compared to 24,
Great.
down to maybe 5,200 units from.
Okay, so I got a question.
Okay.
How do I get my voice in that podcast?
So there is another AI tool called Wondercraft, and it can link up with your Notebook LM, and then you can record your voice. You have to pay for that. So like I said, some of these things will nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah.
But Wondercraft, if you train your voice on it, I think it's $60 a month. And so you can make your voice the female voice and keep the entire transcript hooked up to Notebook LM. I haven't done that yet because I just haven't taken the time to do it, but I did play around enough to see that it was a possibility. I just didn't want to pay that much. But yeah,
Gosh,
Wondercraft.
this is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
just named mine Chuck and Diane, Charles and Diane. So that's mine.
Ah,
And I do put mine mine are on YouTube and all that. So, okay, a couple more and then we'll run out of time.
Yep.
Wearable AI. I literally have this little wearable AI. It listens to absolutely everything. It's got an app, and then every about 6 hours, it updates my to-do list. It gives me suggested to-dos based on the conversations that I've had. It also reminds me to be a friend, which is nice. So when people are, confiding in me and saying stuff, they'll say, check on your friend Julie. She sounded distressed about that thing with her son wanting to, it's going to tell me something about to check on me. But it also tells me, hey, you have a presentation coming up, or somebody messaged you, emailed you, and that, because it took up to my email and my calendar as well. So it'll say somebody emailed you about doing an AI presentation on Zoom at 8. Make sure you have your presentation ready. So it will give me to-dos, and it continues to learn. And it's really just for me. It doesn't do anything with it. There is a transcript I don't access.
so will you tell your watch, hey, can you please set that schedule for Tuesday at 6 a.m.?
Can you set a calendar appointment for me to meet with Julie next Tuesday at 6 p.m.? Julie Peterson, you can send her an email to confirm. And then it's going to talk. I think I have it silenced, but I have it silenced. But anyway, he'll talk to me and say, yeah, I did that thing. And so,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
B.computer.
B.computer.
B.computer. It's only for AI or for Apple or for Android.
Oh.
Base 44. I'm not going to show you this today because we don't have time, but it's an AI platform that builds AI. So this is literally, let me tell you an example of what it did. That I have a friend who invests and buys ugly houses, let's say. He wants some sort of website to attract people to fill out a form if they have a house they need to sell. It's pre-foreclosure, it's distressed, they can't afford the taxes, whatever. He's trying to get people to him. I literally came and chatted with it and said, I need you to build me a website that does this and this and this. And it was so intuitive. It created a form and asked questions that I didn't even think to ask. And it built it in 11 minutes, which is the craziest thing. And so anything that you could, another thing, I was teaching from local real estate agents. This one real estate agent had an idea She goes, you know what I want? I want a platform where I can collaborate on showings. So whether I send them something in the MLS or they send me something they have on Zillow, we can throw it into this little dashboard and we can schedule showings and we can do all kinds of collaboration. Do you like it? Do you want to make an offer? And we built it in 5 minutes while she was there, and I was geeking out. So we can do that another time. That's what's happening in 2025. These companies. It's called vibe coding. If you hear the term vibe coding, it just means that you know nothing about coding, but you tell us how to build. And so basically, you have a vibe of what you want to do, and you just talk about it. So if you hear vibe coding, that's what happens. And there's several tools to use with it. Base 44 just got bought by Wix a couple weeks ago, so I thought it was worth looking into if they bought it. So I checked it out. It was super easy to use. And that's it. All right, that's all I'm going to show you today. I'm blowing your mind enough. That's all you can handle.
I mean, this has been incredible information. I still feel nervous about sitting down and spending time with it and asking the right questions. But I think what you would say is just get started. Start doing small things every day with it. Melissa, how many hours do you work with AI and a day?
I chat with it a lot. I'm using a lot of water. We talked about controversy, but I use it for literally everything. If you look at chat, I mean, this is literally just today. And then Griffin Porter. This is just the last couple of days. These are all my chats and everything I've done. You know, I use it all the time. I think I save a lot of time. I think I do.
Wow.
Things that used to take me hours to do don't take me hours anymore. Real quick, I wanted to show you, this is how, if you're looking for an AI tool, futurepedia.io is a website that literally has every AI stuff. And so you can go and search and say, is there an AI that does social media posting? Is there an AI that builds whatever? There is something for literally here. The other thing is, there's an AI tool for that.com is another place that houses a bunch of AI tools. So if you're just looking, like literally ask yourself, is there an AI that does that? There probably is. And then I get a couple of newsletters that I read. The Too Long Didn't Read newsletter from AI. It's free. I subscribe. I get a newsletter every single day on what's going. It's a summary, a high level summary of anything going on in AI. And I skim that, and an AI tool report I get as well every day. So that's how I keep up with what's going on in AI. And this QR code goes to the presentation that I'm showing tonight. So then I need that. And that's all I have.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Any guys, please, that's your opportunity. That's why we have our industry expert here live in the room, gives you the opportunity to visit, to ask live questions. We're all here to help each other. Anybody in the room have a burning question, something that somebody else could really benefit from? It might be nothing to you, but could be something for someone in the room. Please. Jenny.
So when you're working with your chat GPT, I'm curious to know, is like it's learning from you this whole time. And, so if you ask it some random question, is it going to consolidate all of the conversations that you've had in the past and give you something geared in that direction? Or if the question that you ask is like totally random off the wall, is it going to, how is it going to respond?
I would tell you one of the surprising ways that it responds to me is if I ask it to explain something to me, like I don't understand that, it literally takes everything it knows about me and then explains it to me in a category of, well, take your insurance thing, for instance, or take your grandson. Like it knows my life because I've chatted with it so much. It will give that example to me. If I, sometimes when I'm doing AI presentations and that transcript in, or I'm doing LinkedIn posts, for instance, it always wants to write something about insurance. And I'm like, no, We don't need to use insurance as an example. So I just have to tell it like, you are this, and this is who your audience is. As long as I tell it who it is, who to act like, and who my audience is, it generally stays on track. Usually it only spits back to me what it knows about me when it's giving me an example or trying to explain something to me in a way so I can understand it.
So then you can tell it, like, explain it to me like I'm an octogenarian and I have no idea about technology.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I've literally said, I know absolutely nothing. I have zero idea where to start. Please tell me what to do. And talk to me like I am 10. And it will. And it's like, yeah, no problem. I got you. It's so polite and kind.
Cool. Thank you.
And do you need to be polite to it? Oh, hey, thank you so much.
Yeah, if you don't want it to take over the world, take your family. I'm just kidding. I don't know why, but you don't have to be, but I am.
Okay. Tia.
Hi. So I use it a lot, like all day, and I'm kind of at my max. Like I have just rows of stuff I'm working on at any given moment, and kind of at my max of like learning capability in terms of like on my own and some of the other resources I have. Do you have a resource for more ongoing sort of higher level learning about it that you recommend?
The AI tool report and has a whole like advanced thing that you can go through. So if it's past the simple chat GPT, the AI tool report, he's a good resource.
I'm sorry, you said AI tool what?
Report. The AI
report.
Yeah, the guy who created that.
Okay.
So is this something that you're going to be monetizing so that people like us in this industry could pay you to teach us?
I don't think so. I have looked at doing AI consulting. Let me tell you where I'm at. I'm at a 114-year-old insurance company that is way behind on time. And I came on and I completed their 1-year marketing plan in 7 months with AI. And the only reason it took me that long is because I broke my foot and I was in a wheelchair for a little while and going through surgery and all that. And so I had a little bit of delay there. But I almost left and they're like, you're not just going to leave after a year, right? Because I told them I'd give them a year. I was like, listen, I don't want to be doing this. Like, I love AI. I want to teach AI. I want to implement AI and I want to help people do it. And they agreed to let me implement AI in this company. And so I've been rolling out AI tools here. So I still have another year. I gave them so I still have till next May. But we are rolling out our AI receptionist is coming online in a couple weeks. She's being trained right now to answer our phone. I've demo AI literally all the time. So because insurance is archaic, like I don't get it. I don't get how we're doing this. And so I'm like, y'all, there's a simpler way. Please stop clicking and enter. Like it's just data entry all day long and not talking to your clients and not getting your renewals out in time because you just data entry all day long. And we got to change that. So this company is my case study. Like I want to implement it here and have real numbers to be able to show this is what is possible in this realm. And I now have the platform I have the ability here to test all this AI out and see what actually works and what doesn't. So it's kind of a really cool place for me to be in right now.
You are so incredible. Such a great resource, so generous. I would pay you millions of dollars to train me and our people here.
Yeah, millions. Okay, we can talk.
You really are. You're very special, and I just you break it down so that the people like me can understand it. Make it a little bit like take little bites of it. So I would love for you to come back, in 6 months and train us some of the things. Maybe we get a list of things that we need on a monthly basis, and you can show us how to manage that, whether it's underwriting or it's how little details that we don't know about on our decks. if you're making a presentation or
What's
you're
going to
offering.
be on the scene, what's on the scene now and what we'll probably talk about in 6 months is AI agents. It's
Yes.
AI that goes and does stuff for you. So we'll kind of know at that point what's out there, what works, what we could use to make our life easier. So that's the conversation we should definitely have next.
Yeah.
How to get your AI to do your pitch deck for you, you know, so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Melissa. You're fantastic, a great friend, and such a great resource for all of us. If somebody wants to reach out to you, I know that you put that code in. If somebody's listening to this on YouTube, what would be the best way to reach out to you?
If you go LinkedIn, I post a lot. I pretty much only post AI stuff on LinkedIn and on TikTok. I'm more active on LinkedIn now than I am on TikTok anymore. So you can just find me at LinkedIn /Melissa Elizondo. And I am there. I think, no, the real Melissa Elizondo.
The real Melissa.
The real, yeah. The REAL Melissa Elizondo. and or you can look up the Queen of AI tools so you can find it easier.
Well, this is fantastic. Now, those of you who are here, make sure you check your emails every Friday that we have a person that comes, an interview. You should be receiving a copy of that in your email. It'll be the video. If you don't receive it, please send me an email, and you can check on my socials, Julianne Peterson. You can go to Zoom at 8. Also, the videos are there. YouTube is Zoom at 8 as well. Back ones are on my YouTube, Julianne Peterson. So a lot of resources. We've been doing this for over 6 years. I think I've got like 300 videos. Anything that you're looking for resources, we have had people here and can be meet up with some great people. So again, Melissa, thank you so much. Appreciate it.